Hello everybody, my name is Vincent St. Louis, and I'm going to shoot this short little video just to kind of put an end to all the stuff going on out there about the Mayan calendar and the end of the times and what really happened. Why did they stop keeping track of time on the Mayan calendar? This is actually true facts passed down from Mayan dad to Mayan great dad and my Mayan great-great-great-granddad, and my whole family has passed this information down to me, and so now I'm going to pass this information out to you guys so we can stop all of some of the lies and some of the misconceptions about what really happened back in the day in Mayan family. Okay, so what really happened was you got this guy, you know, as is always, and I'm paraphrasing the story in my way of speaking, but, you know, as always was, if you had a blacksmith, you were a blacksmith, and you passed that trade down to your son, your first son, and then he became a blacksmith, and then he passed it down to his son, and he became a blacksmith, and so this is the way things were back then. Well, if you've ever tried to pass on a business to one of your children that didn't really want to do what it was that you were trying to pass down to them, well, this happened through generations all the time. And now most of the time in the past, because of authority and respect and the way things were, that you really didn't find too much complaining or whatever. Children just grew up knowing that this is the way it's going to be. This is life. But you need to understand that always since the beginning of time, even the Bible has a story about the son that went off and squandered his inheritance, the wayward number, you know, the oldest son or whatever. And this has happened forever. So this is the story as we know it. Let's just call it Chief Mayan, okay? He's in charge of pounding out the tablet. He's the stone carver. He's in charge of building this calendar. And he's getting older in years, and his son is getting a little older, and so now he's passing on the trade, the family business, to his eldest son. And his eldest son is learning and learning the skills, the trade, the art of stone carving, and he's getting very good at it, but he's also getting very frustrated. Why? Because he is not really into what his dad's trying to get him to do. And now, if you've ever had a rebel son, and maybe you are a rebel son or a rebel daughter, and then you're probably listening to this and thinking, you know, yeah, I can relate to that. You know, I don't want to do that, or I'm that rebel child. You know, we've heard about it. Bad Company wrote a song about rebel souls, and you got, you know what, for the end of time. And so this young man, let's just call him Rebel Mayan. Okay, Rebel Mayan, he doesn't want to chisel out tablets. No, he wants to go down to the river with his homies, with the local Mayan girls, and eat the fermented food off the Mayan tree, and swim, you know, skinny dip in the lake, because that's what we do as rebels, okay? And your parents couldn't understand it. They couldn't control you. They couldn't figure you out. You butted heads a lot, because why? Because that's just who you are. And so Rebel Mayan, dude, he just down there, he's hanging by the sun with the rebel, with the other, you know, Mayan chicks and with his homies, and they're cruising along and eating the fermented fruit off this tree, and time goes by, and now what happens is his father passes away. He's down there, his father's down there eating these fermented fruit, and he trips on a rock, falls down, and passes away in the jungles of the Mayans, and so now, what is it? It's the responsibility of the son. Well, the son's a rebel. He don't want to do that. So he looks up, he looks at this tablet, says, Dad, you're on your deathbed here, but dude, we got 2,000 years ahead of us. I think maybe we can take a little bit of time off. So I'm going to go out and travel the world and find my Mayan soul. And so the son that's in charge of the calendar, he just blows it off. Why? Because he's a rebel. Because he's an entrepreneur. Because he's the guy that goes out there and doesn't follow suit with the rest of the world. He does his own thing and creates new stuff. And so rebel Mayan dude just decides that he's just not going to do it anymore. And he goes about his life hanging out with his homies, eating the fermented fruit, hanging out by the river with the girls, just like you did. Okay, now the story gets better, so don't stop watching now, because the story gets better. You know, this story just goes on as it's passed down by Mayan family. The story gets really good. But I got to ask you this: have you ever started something and not finished it? Sure, you have. We all have started something and not finished it. So let me tell you the rest of the story.